Nigerians have been commenting on the way Bola Tinubu handled the burial ceremony of Muhammadu Buhari. A lot of people have thought that maybe because of the events leading up to the 2023 elections, Bola Tinubu would not have given Buhari, this much respect. He would not have treated his burial with this amount of respect. But on the contrary, a lot of people have been commenting on this. They have been giving Bola Tinubu a lot of accolades for this. You guys remember the events that happened towards the 2023 election where Buhari all of a sudden decided to change the currency of a nation, all in the bid to truncate the victory of Bola Tinubu. A lot of people are of the opinion that Buhari worked against Bola Tinubu. He did not want Tinubu to emerge as the president. Tinubu wasn't his anointed candidate. A lot of people felt that, both Buhari and Godwin Emefiele, who is now, dancing to the music and facing, the result of what he did in 2023, a lot of people felt that both of these people worked against him, and it was on Godwin Emefiele's side. It was because he contested in the primary and did not win. So he was trying to, by all means, fight Bola Tinubu indirectly. So he was the one who brought the idea of a currency swap to Buhari, and Buhari bought it just because they do not want politicians to be able to buy votes on the election day. There were no cash available up until the election day. But you guys, as usual, politicians found their way around it. They still bought votes. They transferred money. There was no cash all through the period. People died just because you want to truncate the victory of one person. But like I was saying, a lot of people did not expect that Bola Tinubu would give him, such respect. A lot of people have been commenting, and one of those people is Shagari's grandson. You guys remember that Shagari died during the regime of Muhammadu Buhari, and considering that, they belong in the same tribe, they are from North, both Shagari and Buhari, Buhari would have treated his burial with so much respect. But Shagari's son or grandson is now hailing Tinubu, saying that, on the contrary, when my father died during Buhari's regime, he did not undo it with as much respect as you are now handling his own burial. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, or you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. Also, lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section so that we can rub minds and ideas in the comment section. Also, give this video a massive thumbs up. Don't forget, it's really important. That way, this video will be able to reach a wider audience. Nura Muhammad Mahe, a grandson of Nigeria's former president Shehu Shagari, has alleged that late former President Muhammadu Buhari showed little respect in the handling of Shagari's death and funeral in 2018. In a statement released on Wednesday, Mahe contrasted Buhari's conduct with that of President Bola Tinubu, whom he commended for organizing a state burial for Buhari, who died on Sunday, July 13, and was laid to rest in Daura on Tuesday with full military honors. Mahe commended President Tinubu's personal presence at Buhari's funeral and the establishment of a high-level national burial committee, describing it as a gesture of honor and a symbol of national unity. He said, and I quote, "This is a stark contrast to how the late President Shehu Shagari was treated during the administration of Muhammadu Buhari." He praised Tinubu's move as one befitting a former head of state and a reminder of how the nation ought to honor its leaders, regardless of past political differences. Reflecting on Shagari's passing in December 2018, Mahe recalled that Buhari, who was in the country at the time, neither attended the burial nor accorded his predecessor a state burial. That's really bad. Instead, a government delegation led by the then Secretary to the Government of a Federation, Boss Mustafa, who is notably a non-Muslim, was dispatched to represent him, he said. He argued that such an approach showed a lack of empathy and decorum, particularly given Shagari's historical position as Nigeria's first democratically elected executive president. It remains a painful memory that Shagari's death occurred under the leadership of a man who many believe harbored political animosity towards him, Mahe lamented. Even in death, Buhari showed little public remorse or respect for his predecessor. In closing, Mahe offered prayers for Nigeria's past leaders, urging the nation to rise above political rivalries in death. May Allah forgive all our past leaders and grant them eternal rest. Their legacies, be they celebrated or criticized, remain part of our national history, he added. I think that, looking back, I would say that Buhari showed a lot of nonchalancy during his administration. During his administrations, there were a lot of, national, or should I say disasters, or, things that happened that you would expect a president to show sympathy, to show empathy even. But on his past, Nigerians never saw that. It was during his regime that things would happen in the country and he would not even visit the site. He would not even go there. At least, Tinubu, during his regime now, what happened, the flood that happened, the insecurity in Plateau, the killing in Plateau and Benue. At least he visited when Nigerians were shouting that, oh, the president did not do this, he did not do that. He showed his faces to those places. At least he did not go to the community, but in the particular community that the killing happened, but at least he went. But during Buhari's regime, there were a lot of nonchalancy. There were no empathy. Nigerians did not feel like the government felt the pain of the people. Nigerians did not feel like, they were being carried along, or like even as if the government, understands the pain that the masses were going through, because it would not visit. No matter how much Nigerians cried, it was as if, he was not even listening at all, like he did not even know what was going on. That was how his regime was. And considering that Shagari is a northerner, Buhari is a northerner, they are both Muslim, you would think that he would want to do everything he can, to give him the last honor. But it's so unfortunate that, it happened the way it did. And now the grandson is talking about it. Before we go, my people, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Aliyu Zekeri says, not public holiday alone. He ordered every government official to be present, and he organized the burial as if Buhari died on presidential seat. Exactly. I'll give Tinubu that. He even personally accepted his body when it landed in Daura. He made sure he was there before the body, landed in Daura. And he personally, maybe because he's Yoruba, I'm sorry, but I must just say that because, Yoruba tribe, they put a lot of respect on these things, when it comes to burial, last respect, things like this is, the Yoruba tribe, they see it as really very important. I must say, maybe the Muslims, they see it as the person is dead, That is why they quickly, bury their dead. They are dead. They do not even keep their dead in the mortuary, unlike, the Yorubas and the Igbos. They keep their dead in the mortuary because they really, really want to celebrate the departed person. They really want to give them the last respect. They really want to honor the dead. Maybe that's why. That's why Buhari did not, accord Shagari that much respect, and Tinubu did that for him. Another comment here is from Wale. He said, you are correct. Even the public holiday Tinubu did for him, he failed to declare holiday for Shagari. Modaki says, you are correct. It was the wars and a very bad leader Nigeria ever had. That is why I keep saying this article that wants to desperately become the president, you'll be surprised that he would get there and he would not even perform. He just wants to be Nigerian's president desperately because maybe he wants to add it to his bucket list. Buhari contested how many times? Was it up to 7 times? And yet you became the president and you did not even do much. Before you could appoint people to his cabinet, it took him up to 6 months before you could do that. You would think that because he was so desperate to become president, he would just hit the ground running. No be so. Let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for